It was an ordinary Wednesday afternoon, and my high school was going about its usual routine. I was in my history class, sitting near the back, half listening to my teacher drone on about the Civil War while doodling in my notebook. It was the last class of the day, and everyone was restless, counting down the minutes until the final bell rang. That's when the announcement came through the speakers. The principal's voice was shaky and nervous. "Attention, teachers and students. This is a lockdown. This is not a drill. Please follow protocol immediately." The air in the classroom shifted in an instant. My teacher, who usually had a strict but calm demeanor, dropped her marker and rushed to turn off the lights. She whispered for all of us to get up and move to the corner of the room, away from the windows and door. There was a moment of stunned silence. Then the distant sound of hurried footsteps in the hallway. A muffled scream. The clicking of classroom doors, locking one by one. My stomach twisted with fear. I could hear my classmates breathing heavily, some whispering prayers under their breath. Then a new sound, something much closer. A slow, deliberate tapping against the classroom door. Tap, tap, tap. The handle rattled. Someone was testing it, trying to get in. A girl next to me covered her mouth, her eyes wide with terror. My teacher held a finger to her lips, signaling us to stay silent. Then we heard it. A voice, muffled but distinct. "Let me in, please. I need help." It was a boy's voice, but none of us recognized it. My teacher didn't move. No one did. Then the voice changed. It was no longer pleading. It was laughing. Low, twisted laughter that sent chills down my spine. A loud bang against the door made several people jump. The door shook under the force of the impact. Another bang, and another. Then silence. We sat there, frozen, barely daring to breathe. Minutes passed, maybe longer. Finally, the principal's voice returned over the intercom. "The intruder has been contained. Remain in lockdown until further notice." Relief started to settle in, but it didn't last long. A sudden, ear-piercing scream came from somewhere in the building. It was so raw, so filled with terror, that it made my blood run cold. Then the sound of running. Footsteps pounding down the hall. The laughter had returned. But this time, it wasn't just outside our classroom. It was moving. Fast. My teacher grabbed her phone and texted someone quickly. Then she turned to us, her face pale. "No matter what happens, stay quiet," she whispered. We didn't move. We didn't speak. The laughing got louder. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. Minutes passed. Then the sound of officers storming the hallway. The principal's voice came on once again. "The lockdown is over. Please remain in your rooms as police conduct a final sweep." When the doors were finally unlocked and we were led outside, we saw them. The officers had someone pinned to the ground near the entrance of the school. A boy in a tattered hoodie, his face twisted in a deranged grin. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was when they searched his bag and pulled out a long, rusted knife. No one knew who he was. He wasn't a student. He wasn't a staff member. He was a stranger, and somehow he had made it inside.